I want to go back to a story that you'll have heard John Finucane telling you about just a moment ago. Nurofen Plus packets have been recalled from all wholesalers in Ireland. The Irish Medicines Board took the decision after 250,000 packs were recalled in Britain amid sabotage fears. And Darragh O'Loughlin, President of the Irish Pharmacy Union and practising pharmacist, joins us now. Darragh, hello to you.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us. Tell us what's happening here. Could Irish consumers, as far as you're aware, fall foul of this tampering?
No, there's no evidence to suggest that any of these affected packs are on the Irish market. Our medicines market's entirely separate from the UK market, with a different supply chain, different licensing procedures and so on. And in fact, the pack that's affected in the UK is a 32-tablet pack, which we don't even have here. Our largest pack size of Nurofen Plus is 24 tablets.
The manufacturers have released a statement saying there's no evidence at this time that the Irish market is affected. And they make that point as well, Darragh, that you make about the 32-pack size. But they say as a precautionary measure and following discussions with the Irish Medicines Board, the following actions are being taken. They're being removed from wholesale level, and pharmacists are being asked to check all packs of Nurofen Plus tablets. What will that involve, Darragh?
Well, every pharmacist in the country has some stock of Nurofen Plus in the pharmacy, so every individual packet will be opened by the pharmacist, and she or he will make sure that there are Nurofen Plus tablets inside it, and that the patient information leaflet in the pack is a Nurofen Plus leaflet and not anything else.
Do you think the Irish Medicines Board has overreacted?
I think nowadays people need reassurance, and because the media is so common across Ireland and the UK, people are seeing stories in the media here. They may not be entirely aware that it doesn't apply to Ireland, and from a purely consumer and patient reassurance perspective, it's best for people to know that although we don't think there's a risk here, every possible precaution is being taken regardless. The last thing anybody would want is for us to be complacent and say, hey, look, it's happening in the UK, it's not happening here, aren't we lucky?
And what we know, Darragh, about what's happening in the UK, and Nurofen, the makers of Nurofen have confirmed this, that 5 packs of the tablets were found on the market in the UK, including in Northern Ireland, to contain rogue blister strips of either Seroquel XL or Nurofen. Now, can you explain to us what those drugs are?
Yeah, Seroquel, firstly, is what's called an antipsychotic medication. It's used to treat people for schizophrenia, and it's also used to treat people with bipolar disorder who suffer either from mania or from deep depression. And the second one you mentioned there, the Nurofen, that's used for neuropathic pain and sometimes in epilepsy.
So what would happen if you accidentally took either of those medications?
Effectively, if you took 1 or 2 doses of either of those medications, what you would notice is that you'd feel drowsy, lightheaded and maybe a bit dizzy, and the Seroquel could potentially upset the tummy. But it wouldn't be a massive effect unless you were already taking an antidepressant or a sedative type medication, in which case you could be quite sedated as a result. But anybody who would take either of those inadvertently would be advised just to relax. It'll clear out the system, but not to drive and not to take alcohol. Okay,
and Darragh, the pharmacist will obviously look after you if you're going in to buy Nurofen Plus from today, but the concern is that you may have something at home that might have been tampered with.
Absolutely, and the easiest way to check is just to take the tablets out. They're in this plastic foil-backed blister pack, and look at the print on the blister pack, because any medication that's sold in a blister pack has its name and strength printed very clearly. The Seroquel, for example, is a yellowy gold colour, whereas the Nurofen is a silver colour with black print.
OK, Darragh, thank you very much for joining us today. That's Darragh O'Loughlin, President of the Irish Pharmacy Union and practising pharmacist based in Tuam in County Galway.